Alright, you guys have seen a lot of other go-kart guys do this same process. I pulled the side cover off. I'm going to take out the oil sensor. I'm going to plug that hole. I'm going to pull out the arm for the governor, plug that hole. I've got the side cover here with the governor in it, which I'm going to pry out somehow. I think maybe they just ended up breaking this. So let's see what we got to do. I gotta have a little pry bar or something. My side cover came off really easy. Because I backed out the bolts, and as I started, this has never been run, so as I started to loosen it, I looked at which side the gasket seal had the least amount sticking, and then I just ran the putty knife in between to get the gasket to stay right on the engine. So our gasket is good. We don't have to replace that. We're going to try to get this governor out of here. Voiding my warranty, of course. I think I can. Boy, I think I can just pry that thing right up out of there if I have a screwdriver. Why can I never find a simple tool like a screwdriver when I want it? Alright. Knock that crap on the floor. Of course. Alright. So if we pry this stuff way out, I might be able. There's one off, see? Get off in there. Alright. Now I gotta hold him with something. One more little wrench. Get that other one pried off. And there she goes. And now there's this little tiny like O-ring down on the bottom of this. You literally just got to beat on until you split it. My lighting isn't perfect here, but I can see the end of it. Oh, that was easy. That's coming right off. I got a little screwdriver I'm driving into the end of it. And it's just about loose. It's bent. Off it comes. Alright, and as I say, don't forget the little washers that are left behind. Heck, this governor could be used again if I wanted to. I'm going to throw it in the air cleaner box over here. And I guess they just leave this shaft behind because it really doesn't do any harm. So I need to drop that governor arm out. There's nothing on it but a spring clip. And I guess if you jockey it around, you can get it out. I gotta turn the crank just a little bit here. So she said, there she comes. You gotta turn the crank to just the right position and that'll drop out. Okay. Next is removing the low oil sensor, and I'm not gonna destroy it. I'm just gonna pull the wires apart here. And that nut, I don't know what size it is, but I have some ratcheting. That might be it right there. One smaller. Yep, that wasn't tight at all. All right, that was a 14 millimeter. So I'm pulling this out. Not recommended to do this to your engines, of course, but everybody does it. Out comes the entire sensor. Again, we'll set him aside. I'll wipe the oil off. As I said, you've seen other guys do this a million times, but they say the oil sensor just causes your engine to stall if you've got it on a go-kart. Now, they say to tap, and that guy's got to go. This little sensor switch, relay, whatever that is. I'll save the screw, I might need it. Now I've heard, if I can find it, which might be difficult, I had a 7/16 bolt. And yes, that's the right size hole. So let me find that bolt and we'll get back. All right. All right. So there we are. We're back. I found the tap. I found the bolts. I found out that I actually have my own tap. I'm just oiling the crap out of this tap right now. Trap tap. And I got a rag stuffed in the engine. I couldn't find the right handle for this. So we're hoping this, actually the best lubricant for aluminum is alcohol. But this is my homemade tap handle. My dad's favorites. All right, we're all the way through. Now that should bring most of the debris right back out with it. Of course it didn't. I don't have a vacuum, do I? Oh, yeah. Why me? And there's a balancing shaft in there that I can't get past. I'm going to put my finger in here. So it can't blow inside. I'm going to try to find a Q-tip or something. Well, for lack of something better, I got my spray soap that I use when I'm mounting tires. We're just going to blast that out of there. Get something up in there that's absorbent. We don't want any chunks of debris in there. All right. So there's one part of it. I don't see any debris. Oh, there's that other washer you got to watch out for on the shaft of the governor arm. So we're going to rotate the crankshaft up out of the way, and now we're going to try the other little trick they told me. Put my rag up in here, right up to the bottom of the hole. So it looks like I really actually have to put a 3/8 bolt in the top of this machine. So let me get that rag up in there so it slants outward and tighten the back so they don't fly back into the engine compartment. All right. I have my bit in here. And that's just aluminum, so that shouldn't be any difficulty to drill, which that's already small enough. So let's try the 3/8 tap straight up. And of course we got to do the same rig. Clamp it in the vice grips. And Earl her up a little bit. Oh, there's some alcohol right there. And they say that's better for tapping aluminum. All right. Oh yeah, that's gonna bite. Oh yeah, that's gonna be great. Every quarter turn you gotta, or so, you gotta back her up a little bit. Now, as I said, I'm gonna put some red Loctite on this. Cut those shards off every little bit. I'm not out the bottom yet, though. I feel the tip of the screw though. I would tap now. Alright, we're in. So 3/8 for that, guys, I guess. 420. This is a 440. DuroMax. Flush that out with some alcohol. Pull that baby right out. I'm not seeing any debris on anything in there. I think we're good. Alright, I'm going to run the corner of a rag into these holes. See if my old bolt fits. Well, that's not the one. Goes. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put red Loctite on it, and at the top I'm going to put silicone. Sound like a plan? I think it sounds like a plan. And there's our 7/16 bolt. We'll run him in and make sure there's no collision with anything, because he's kind of long. That would suck if it hit the crankshaft, wouldn't it? You know what? I'm going to have to grind that thing off. Ah, boy, it's tough to turn. Maybe. Because it sticks way in there. She's got some compression. Come on, baby. Run her the other way then. Alright. I'm going to run and cut this off at the with the Sawzall and then taper it and do all that. You don't need to see me do that. Alright, we'll be back as soon as I fix this bolt. Alright, so we're back. The threads are cleaned. I'm going to put the red Loctite on these threads. Get them in there good. And then I'm going to put a little good old GE silicone under there. I'm going to back it up first to wrap it around, like, kinda. And then we'll tighten that right down. Sticky stuff. Well, that ain't never coming out of there now. Rufus. I think that might be the... Oh, that's a 7/16, isn't it? Alright, let's see what size head that is. That's about right. Oh, that's too big. Sorry guys, I'm poking in front of you here. There we go. Get out my English bowl. It's nuts. Oh, duh! Put this power pack out. There we go. I don't want to strip those threads either, so I'm thinking that's tight enough. That Loctite will do its job. Now we're going to do the same right here on the top. That's the wrong one. What did I do with the one that was in there? Duh! There it is. Alright. El crap lodo. I know this isn't going to hit because the arm came way down in here. It sticks way down in. Good old GE silicone, man, you can't beat it. You can use it as an adhesive, a sealant. Glue down your countertops to the cabinetry with it. It's amazing stuff. And there we go. And I don't even think that comes through the inside anymore. No, it does not. So this is probably too small. I'm in your way again, I know. I'm just going to put a suppressor wrench on it. Go. Governor gone, holes plugged. I'm evil. Alright, I'm going to take a really good look inside of this beast to make sure there's no sawdust or nothing like that. We'll brush it out. Rag of mine was a little bit sawdusty. I'm not worried about sawdust too much. Actually, I like to put oil on the gaskets when I put it together. It seems to make them swell a little bit. Now I gotta look up the torque specs. And I need to hang this off the edge a little bit. All right. Make sure the cover is clean. We will give this a quick oil change after we run it for about, we'll break it in for 20 minutes. I'm going to put some motor oil, as I said, right down those lips. Right down those gaskets. There's plenty right in there. I always thought that made it kind of stick over time. I don't know, call me crazy. Alright. Piece of sawdust there. Alright. Piece the sawdust there. I don't know what the torque specs are on these. I'm going to have to look them up. Man, I feel just like all the big go-kart guys here. There we go. She went back to easy. All right, now I think I'm going to put blue Loctite on these. Red is kind of tight. What do you think about blue? As soon as I can put my hands on it here. I saw it. I saw it. Do you think he saw us? Okay. Excuse me. Alright, there's all 10. Or right there on the floor. Either my Loctite's gone or it's dried up. I need a little bitty wire. Always something. Yeah, it just won't squirt out. There's some in there, I think. I need just like the wire from one small wire brush to break the seal. It's sealed itself. I know I got a welding brush around here somewhere. There we go. There it goes. All right. Crisis averted. And there's not a lot. If I run out of this, I'll just have to use red. Just anything to keep these from vibrating out in the long run. Don't want to run. No, no, no. All right. Pretty much it's the same thing as super glue. Cyanoacrylate ester. Ester? Chester? A molester? All right, I'm down to the last 2 bolts, and I do have a little blue left, so. I did bring my torque wrench. I'm just going to run them down a little bit here slow. Till they touch. All right, I'm going to look up on the internet what the... Okay, according to Redbeard's Garage that I was just watching, these are torqued to 17. So first, I'm just going to touch them all down again. So they're about the same tightness. And then I'll start doing my zigzag pattern. Do this one? Nope. I don't remember where it was. So I'm just gonna, oh, there's one. I'm just gonna check them all now. I think I got them all. All right. She's a beast now. Plugged off. Retorqued. Good gasket. So, pulled out all the governor crap. So now I got to figure out how I can use maybe how I can use the, excuse me about vibrating you around. As I said, this thing is weird because you have to pull it to open the throttle. So if I make this linkage shorter, so it comes up under here, like this, and so it does that, then I can put a cable from here to there to do that. You think? I just need to reverse the action of this spring and back this guy all the way out, I think. Maybe I can just do that. So I just brought some long nose pliers here. Okay. So if I pull this over to here, now I've got my return spring, and I need to put the pull point though out here because I want this to be a short pull here. Maybe I do want that screw in there. I'm going to take this out because I'm not going to use this. I could pull it from the back somehow, but I got to run my throttle on the wrong side. My cable is very short. That's what she said. Let's try putting that stop screw back in that I just tossed. All right. Well, when I find that, well, I got what looks like something that'll work. The cable should come. Let's see. Don't tell me I could be lucky enough that this would fit. Nope. But I'm not going to be using these bolt holes. So I could make a couple, put a washer or something in there, use a longer screw and clamp my cable right here. And do that somehow. I think I need to move this little turret, which I put on there not too long ago, of course, if you remember. I still got to get some fuel and oil for this thing just so I can test fire it. I haven't even test fired it yet. Wouldn't that be great if it didn't work and I tore it all apart and basically ruined my warranty? And so remember that. You do that, you ruin your warranty. There ain't no returns. So don't do as I do or recommend. Got a couple small things I want to do before I go in for the night, and that is I bought red Loctite to seat the bearings in these front wheels. So I'm just going to wipe out the hole a little bit with alcohol because they just don't press in tight like they should. And I'm going to clean off the bearing. And I'm going to get my big washes. I ordered big washers from Bolt Depot. I love Bolt Depot. They've always been really good to me. I think all I need is one. I got some nice big ones. One's going on the axle first. Then one's going to go on before the nut. And then I got nylock nuts to keep them from spinning off. So I think that's probably dried enough. Maybe I should put the other side on first because this is the side that falls out. I don't want that falling out when it's upside down. So I'm going to pull the tip out of this and just tap that other bearing out the bottom into my hand. And I think we'll do that one first. So same procedure. I'll soak this with a little bit of alcohol. These are like lawn tractor wheels or something that they replace this with, but I kind of like them. Okay, I'll give them just a little bit to dry off. Alright, I got these from Go Power Sports 2. I'm sorry I've got the crappiest camera crew, aka me. Of course I want to keep this out of the bearing itself. That one fit a little snug. But this one, she do not. So you can press that one in by hand. But I'm pretty sure that this red Loctite will lock it in there. So I'm going to put it right in and clamp it. With my washers in place. Just like that. I'm not putting the nylocks on yet. I just want to clamp these up tight. I will put the nylocks in eventually. I'm going to need a smaller washer because that's pressing against the bearings. But right now that's seating the bearings. That's okay. These washers are too big because I got to get smaller diameter washers because they actually hit the flange of the wheel in the bearing race. But it's pressing the bearing race in tight now, so that's a good thing. And I'll do the other side. And then they'll be ready. Shoot. I guess I'm going to figure out how to get smaller washers. Damn it. I didn't realize there were such monster washers when I ordered them. Come on. before. If I put my hand underneath here and just tap. Gee, that one's nice and tight. Maybe I won't mess with that one. How about the outer one? Huh. Okay, well, I'm guessing it was just that other wheel. So, I'm not going to do anything with this one. Just make sure they're tight. Now there's a grease fitting in here, but there's no reason to grease these because these are permanently sealed bearings. Alright. Yeah, shoot. I gotta get small diameter. 5/8 washers. And this is the gas backwards. Alright. I guess I'm good for the night, guys. Survivor's on tonight. I gotta let this Loctite and stuff set up. I painted a little bit over here. Got the governor stuff out. Touched up my welding. Looks like it never even happened, pretty much. So when I get this rear, I wanted to do the fenders tonight, but it's getting late. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut stubs of 1-inch square tubing. Well, I haven't got it right here. Because they got to stick out from here a little ways. And then I'm going to put 1/4-inch thick strap that I got up. And then drill holes through those plastic tubs. And that'll put my fenders on the back. And then on the front, I'm going to redo the spindles anyway. Those spindle arms these things are just way too thin and weak. So I'm going to replace those. I'm going to move them up high so they come out straight here. And then I can put my fender support up here and my fender support off the bottom maybe, or off the side. And somewhere here somehow. And that'll hold the bottom of it. I only need to be up here though, so I'll just come up above here and I'll let that flap stick out. Alright, whatever, we're done.